If you're watching this at night, lower the volume. Some truths are safer when whispered. They smiled to your face, looked you straight in the eyes, and called you family. They shared your secrets, laughed at your jokes, and promised forever. But behind those warm hugs and whispered loyalties, they were sharpening the knife. Betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It creeps in from the ones you trust most, the ones who know exactly where to twist the blade. Tonight, I'm sharing 3 chilling tales of betrayal by those closest to us, each ending in a revenge so dark it'll make you question every smile. These stories are inspired by real whispers from the shadows, where trust shatters and vengeance whispers back. Settle in, dim the lights, and remember, the monster might be sitting right next to you. The shadow in the mirror. I grew up in a small town in rural Ohio, where everyone knew everyone. And my best friend Jake was like the brother I never had. We met in kindergarten, bonded over scraped knees and comic books. By high school, we were inseparable, sharing dreams of escaping to the city, starting a band, the works. After college, we moved to Cleveland together, got an apartment, and even launched a small graphic design business. Jake handled the clients, I did the creative stuff. Life was good, man. We'd grab beers after work, talk about girls, plan road trips. He was the guy who'd drop everything if I needed him. But things started shifting subtly. At first, I chalked it up to stress. Our business was growing, but money was tight. I'd noticed Jake taking longer lunches, whispering on his phone, dodging questions about where he'd been. Then clients started pulling out, ones I'd designed killer logos for. Creative differences, they'd say. But their new work looked suspiciously like mine, just tweaked. One night I couldn't sleep and logged into our shared drive. There it was. Folders of my designs, emailed to a competitor. Jake's emails. He'd been selling my work behind my back, undercutting me to line his own pockets. The betrayal hit like a gut punch. This wasn't some rival. This was Jake, who knew my insecurities, my fears of failure. He'd been planning to push me out, start his own thing with my ideas. I confronted him that morning in our kitchen. He denied it at first, then laughed it off like it was no big deal. Business is business, bro. You were holding us back. My world cracked. I moved out that day, crashed on a cousin's couch, but the anger festered. Sleepless nights turned into obsessions. I started following him online, then in person, watching from my car as he schmoozed at bars, flashing cash from my stolen dreams. The rage built like a storm. One evening, I broke into our old apartment. He hadn't changed the locks yet. I didn't steal anything. I just waited. When he came home, drunk and alone, I stepped out from the shadows. But I didn't touch him. Instead, I whispered everything I knew, his secrets, the affairs he'd hidden from his girlfriend, the debts he'd racked up. His face paled. "How?" he stammered. I smiled. "You taught me to watch my back, remember?" That night, something changed. Jake started seeing things, shadows in mirrors that mimicked him, but with my eyes. He'd call me in panic, swearing he heard my voice in empty rooms. Doctors said paranoia, maybe schizophrenia, but I knew better. I'd planted the seed, hacking his devices to play subtle audio clips of our old conversations, twisted into accusations, gaslighting him from afar.
Weeks later, he checked into a psych ward, babbling about a doppelganger stealing his life. Last I heard, he's still there, staring at reflections that stare back with betrayal in their gaze.
Whispers from the grave. My grandma's house in upstate New York was our family's anchor. After Mom died young, Dad raised me and my sister Elena there. Elena was older by 5 years, always the golden child, smart, pretty, the one who got straight A's while I struggled. But we were close. She'd help with homework, share secrets under the covers. When Grandma passed, she left the house to both of us, equal shares. It was our inheritance, our safety net. We promised to keep it in the family, maybe turn it into a B&B someday. Dad was proud. He said it proved we were unbreakable. Cracks showed after Dad's heart attack. He lingered in hospice for months, and Elena handled the finances. I trusted her. She was the responsible one. But visits grew tense. She'd snap about bills, avoid eye contact. One day I found papers in her bag. She'd forged my signature, transferring my half of the house to herself. For Dad's care, she claimed when I confronted her. But I dug deeper. Bank statements showed luxury trips, new clothes. She'd been siphoning everything, leaving me with nothing while Dad wasted away. The betrayal burned. This was my sister, who knew Mom's dying wish was for us to stick together. Dad died that winter, alone in his room because Elena forgot to visit. At the funeral, she played the grieving daughter, but I saw the calculation in her eyes. I moved away to Buffalo, but the house haunted me. Elena sold it quick, pocketed the cash, cut me off. Nights blurred into vengeance plans. I researched old family lore, Grandma's stories of spirits tied to the land. One stormy night, I drove back. The new owners were gone, the house empty. I scattered Dad's ashes in the garden, whispering pleas for justice. Nothing happened at first, but Elena started calling, freaked out, voices in her new apartment, sounding like Dad, accusing her of theft. Shadows that followed her, shaped like Mom's silhouette. She thought it was guilt, but then objects moved, keys vanishing, doors slamming. Doctors called it stress-induced hallucinations. I never told her I'd hired a medium, paid with my last savings, to awaken the family spirits, or that I'd planted hidden speakers in her vents during a fake reconciliation visit. But the real twist? The spirits were real. Grandma's ghost, or whatever lingered, fed on the betrayal. Elena ended up in a facility, screaming about hands pulling her under the bed. They found her one morning, eyes wide in terror, heart stopped. On the bedside table lay the old family photo. Everyone was smiling, except Elena. Her face in the photo was scratched out. No marks, just a whisper in the air. Family first. Betrayal echoes, and sometimes the dead answer back.
The Heart's Echo. I met Sarah in college in Austin, Texas, freshman year, bio class. She was the girl with the infectious laugh, curly hair and eyes that made you feel seen. We dated through graduation, moved to Dallas for jobs, she in marketing, me in tech. Proposal on a rooftop, wedding in a park, picture perfect. We bought a cozy house, talked kids, grew a garden. Trust was our foundation. She'd share her fears of abandonment from her rough childhood, and I'd promise forever.
Subtle changes crept in. Late nights at work, perfume I didn't recognize, texts she hid. I ignored the red flags. Love blinds you. Then a colleague tipped me off, Sarah and her boss, at a hotel. I hired a PI. Photos confirmed it. Months of lies while she smiled at me over dinner. The affair wasn't just sex. They planned to run off, using our savings she'd secretly drained. Betrayal from the one who knew my soul. It shattered me. I didn't rage. Instead, I waited, filed for divorce quietly. But before serving papers, I invited her for a romantic weekend at a cabin in the woods. She came, guilty sparkle in her eyes. That night, by the fire, I played a recording, her whispers to him stolen from her phone. Her face crumpled. "I'm sorry," she begged. I forgave her outwardly. But as we slept, I slipped out. I'd rigged the place subtly, mirrors angled to reflect endless versions of her, speakers hidden to echo her own affair confessions at random. She woke screaming, seeing ghosts of herself, hearing accusations in her own voice. Panic attacks hit. She thought she was losing her mind. Doctors diagnosed auditory hallucinations, but I knew. Psychological warfare, amplified by isolation. Weeks later, back home, it persisted. She'd see my face in crowds, hear my voice calling her a liar. She broke down, confessed everything publicly, lost her job, her lover dumped her. Last I heard, she's alone in a tiny apartment, jumping at shadows. Revenge? I didn't lay a hand, but her heart echoes with the betrayal she inflicted, a living nightmare where trust turns to torment. Love's echo can be the cruelest sound. If these stories chilled you to the bone, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the dark side of trust. Drop a comment below. Who betrayed you the hardest? And remember, the next time someone says, "I would never betray you," check if they're looking you in the eyes or looking for the knife behind your back.